Welcome back to Edinburgh Fest Live with me, Mark Dolan, coming to you from the Newtown Theatre in Edinburgh. And this is a daily show featuring some of the finest comedians, musicians and other artists at the greatest and biggest cultural event on the planet. And this is a daily show. We keep it coming. If you want to catch up, just go to YouTube and search SBC TV. It's all there. Now, coming up, we've got our answer to Mary Berry and Jamie Oliver and Nigella Lawson. In fact, she beats them all into a cocked hat. It's the legendary Hairy Mary. But before that, let's meet a very talented and brilliant comedian who has opened for Michael McIntyre, not literally, careful, and she has also starred in the Vagina Monologues. There's a parallel there somewhere. Please welcome the brilliant comedian, Abi Roberts. Wow. I'm so glad you did that, because it would have been inappropriate if I had.
How do you want me, darling?
Oh, any which way. Listen, it's great.
I have opened for lots of comedians.
I'm sure you... Hey, how was it working with McIntyre? He's the king of British comedy. Is he a human being behind the shiny suits?
He's a human being, yeah. He skips a lot.
Does he? Even in real life?
In his spare time.
Is he that enthusiastic and jolly in the flesh?
He's actually, he's very, very nice. He's very, very nice man. Very encouraging. Sorry to disappoint you.
That's annoying. I was hoping you'd
not
tell me he was a terrible monster. That's brilliant. However, it's quite tricky because you're used to having the limelight because you're a veteran of the festival. You've done a good few now. And you don't really share your platform with anyone else. It's all about Abi, isn't it?
Yeah, it's just totally all... It's all about... this is my third solo show.
Yeah.
And before that, I was kind of sharing the stage with other people, and I just hated it.
Yeah.
I just did me and the spotlight.
It's just not how we roll, is it?
It's just not how we roll on Showbiz TV. No, so it's really lovely to be doing this, doing my solo show with a theme this year. It's called Anglichanka, and it's all about me being the first UK comic to go and do stand-up in English and Russian this year.
That's extraordinary and incredible. Yeah. And I know that Eddie Izzard has gone to France and, that's impressive. And there's a few other bilingual comics. But Russian, that's a whole new ball game, isn't it?
It was quite interesting, actually. I've beaten Eddie Izzard to it because he was busy running 27 marathons.
Oh, yeah,
in South Africa, which I won't be doing anytime soon,
But I've got to say, stand-up in Russian sounds harder than 27 marathons. It is
quite difficult, yeah. I've been speaking Russian since I was about 10. My father was a diplomat. So we... Freudian slip. And I love the language from a very early age. I just love there's what I call the deep throat. If you want to learn Russian, I'll teach you the very important, thanks, filthy audience today.
Yes, I know they are. Again, that's another one not to Google, guys.
It's right down here. It's the, I call it the Russian glug. It's as if you're drinking a bottle of water really fast. Go, oi, 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 oi. Can you do that?
Shall I have a go? Yes, sir.
Have a go.
Oi, 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 oi. Oh.
Mark's not used to deep throat, are you, my darling? I think it
reminds me of the first time
a little bit.
I had haggis for the first time last week, and a similar thing happened. I kind of went.
I love a bit of haggis.
Why?
It's down here, and this is why the Russians, when they do a Russian accent, it's why they're very, very good at playing baddies in films.
Right.
Very good. It's like, I'm going to kill you very slowly and painfully, and I'm going to enjoy it, Mr. Bond.
Yeah.
You don't see Russians in rom-coms or chick flicks.
What's great?
Nobody puts baby in the corner. It doesn't work, does it?
It's not really happening, is it?
No.
It's funny because luckily in real life, real actual Russians aren't scary at all like Vladimir Putin. They're quite cuddly.
Oh, he's lovely. In fact, when I was doing one of my first shows, I thought I'm going to really push the boundaries. Basically, they sent me over to cement Anglo-Russian relations. That's what's happening. So I think, the things are warming up. And one of my first things I did in my show was I did a little bit about Vladimir Putin being a closet homosexual.
Okay.
It kind of went a bit like it's gone now.
Right.
Quite tense.
Yeah.
But I thought, I'm out there, I'm a woman. People said, it's dangerous, why are you going? And I thought, that's exactly why we have to go over there and do, because stand-up is very new. They've only got one club in Moscow. Yeah. It's called Stand-Up Comedy Club.
Right. Keep it simple.
Quite easy for it to remember. And it was just fascinating. It's a fascinating
Do you know something
place.
I heard from my people? I'm relatively well connected with Moscow, and I heard that Putin's a big fan. He doesn't mind some of the remarks you've made. And in fact, he sent you some sushi to say thank you. So good luck with that one.
Thank you. Yes, my friend Putin.
So you obviously, your dad worked in connection, he worked what, for the British Secret Services?
I can't tell you, otherwise I'd have to, I'd have to kill you.
Is he still around?
Still around, yeah, still around. And it was wonderful, actually. I went over. It's been 25 years since I last went to Moscow. I was there in the 90s, very important part of history. Lovely, got some young people on the front row. You'll be interested in this. Gorbachev, Perestroika and Glasnost. Russia was opening up. And then I went over to study opera at the Moscow Conservatoire.
Wow.
For a year.
Because I know you're a fully trained opera singer as well.
Fully trained opera singer, yes. I can give you a little blast if you want.
Yes, please.
Si mi chiamano Mimi, e perché non so la vasta vita se ti avvendi.
And I can translate that.
Thank you.
That was amazing. Translate, because I'm lucky speaking a bit of Russian too, and that was, I think that Vladimir Putin might be a bit gay, but it's just a feeling I have. I can't guarantee that that's true.
The only problem is that when I got back to London, I could only sing things in a Russian accent. It was like, si mi chiamano Mimi, e perché when two tribes go to war, one is groove is in the heart. It's a strange thing, but I thoroughly recommend learning Russian.
It sounds, and I thoroughly recommend seeing Abi Robert. You've always been brilliant. You're insanely energetic and dangerously funny.
Thank you.
Go see Abi, and can you tell us where and when?
It's called Anglichanka. It's at the Voodoo Rooms every day, 4:15. It's on West Register Street. Do come along. I'll be teaching you Russian. There's Cossack dancing, there's vodka, there's opera, and there's a little surprise finale at the end, a little bit of a twist in the tale at the end.
Sounds perfect to me. Abi Roberts, ladies and gentlemen.
Thanks for having me, Mark. Thank you so much.
Now it's time for Cookery Corner. I think we're feeling pecky-ish. How about a bit of Toad in the Hole with a difference? Please welcome the cooking legend that makes Gordon Ramsay scared. It's Hairy Mary, ladies and gentlemen.
Could I have a volunteer from the audience? I could do with some help to throw this all together. Is there someone willing to step forward?
Yeah. Woo.
Yes, yes. She'd have to be in the middle of a row, of course, wouldn't she? Yes. So just chat amongst yourselves by way of how to turn up, yes? Oh, isn't she lovely? Come on, my dear, come on. Yes. Don't be afraid. Yes. What's your name?
Zoe.
Sorry?
Zoe. Zoe. Z-O-E.
Yes. And what is it you do for a living, Zoe?
I work in a mail order firm.
That sounds very exciting, doesn't it? Yes. Anyway, the first thing about making Toad in the Hole, which is, of course, a British classic, is that we need to make the Yorkshire pudding base for it. Have you ever done that before?
No.
Good, good. Right, well, if you want to hold that bowl for me, first thing we need to do is pop in some flour, a few handfuls, usually enough, so just a couple of handfuls of flour, just to make a nice firm base there, like so, and then some egg, of course, yes, a little bit of egg, 1, 2, in like that, some salt and pepper, like so, yes. You see, it's not frightening at all, is it? No, it's quite gentle, really. And then we're going to give that a good mix-up, aren't we? So we'll just give that a good mix-up with this, like so. There we go. And chuck that in for a bit of extra beefiness in amongst all that. So we can mix that together. Could you pour some milk in there, my dear? Just a little bit of milk in there. Lovely. Just in your own time. It's all right.
Enough?
Perfect. Yes, absolutely fantastic. So with the Yorkshire pudding base, you want to let that settle for at least a couple of days. So leave it outside on a dry night or two, and then we obviously don't have time to wait for a couple of days. We have one here that we prepared earlier. So if I could get you to hold on to that for me, just cup your hands flat underneath it. That's right. We're going to put the stuffing in now. I've prepared some stuffing here. So the stuffing's gone a little stiff since we mixed it. So we'll just squeeze some of that in there like that. Oh, that's absolutely lovely. Look at that. The smell is simply delicious. Absolutely delicious. Yes, some of that. And then, right, put that down just now. If you could open this tin of custard for me, there we go. Take that, there's the tin opener, yes. Okay, and a little bit of Marmite, I think. Probably the next thing we need to stick in there, some Marmite in like that. A big squeeze of Marmite, there we go. Yes, very much a Marmite moment. We'll mix that in a little bit more. Now, once you've played come on, hurry up. You're taking your time. Come on, spread that around. We're going to pop a couple of eggs in here. Now, this is cooked, of course, at 1,000 degrees for about 6.5 hours. So, during the cooking process, the the shells of the eggs will actually evaporate, which is quite fascinating. I'm going to pour the custard in there now, my dear. That's it. Just a little bit. That's fine. More. Go for it, yes. And we'll just mix that all around, like so. You see, lovely. And then we're going to take a sausage, because toad in the hole wouldn't be complete without a sausage. We're going to take this one. We're going to bite a bit off like that. Now, at that temperature, of course, the sausage will expand. So we stick that in there, and we pop that all in the oven. It's quite simple. And then about 6 hours later, we have this delightful, finished toad in the hole. Yes. Have you ever been toad in the hole, Mark?
No, I mean, I haven't seen an image like that since I was at university, and it really does. They used to have toad in the hole at Edinburgh University, where I studied, and it was nearly as good as that. So you're a legend.
Oh, thank you so much, my dear.
What's the prep time? Because I'm a busy working person.
Well, that essentially was the prep time.
Wow.
It's very quick.
How many do you think it would satisfy?
Oh, I think that would satisfy quite a few, yes.
I would have thought so. You always satisfy. Let's give it up for the amazing Hairy Mary and lovely assistant Zoe. What a treat. Oh, that's definitely whetted my appetite. I hope we've whetted your appetite for one more chunk of brilliant, entertaining conversation after the break. See you soon.
I found a great story about a birthday cake. So I'm going to tell a story about a birthday cake, everyone. Because everyone loves their birthday, right? Birthday cake blaze kills 13. It's the first one I've read. At least 13 people were killed after fire swept through a basement bar during a birthday party yesterday.